Have you ever been in a BEC speaking test or a real meeting where you wanted to join the discussion but just couldn't find a way in?
That sounds useful, because sometimes I know exactly what I want to say, but my partner keeps speaking and I'm not sure how to come in.
Exactly. In BEC, speaking especially during the collaborative task, good communication isn't just about vocabulary and grammar. The examiner also wants to hear that you can interact naturally. That means listening, responding, inviting your partner to speak, and sometimes interrupting politely.
So interrupting isn't automatically a bad thing?
Not at all. In real business meetings, people interrupt occasionally. The important question is how you do it. A professional interruption helps the conversation move forward. A poor interruption can make you sound impatient or as if you are ignoring your partner.
What usually goes wrong?
Let's look at a common problem. Imagine we're discussing how a company should improve staff retention. You suggest better training, and I'm giving a long explanation. You want to add another idea. Show me what a nervous candidate might do.
No, but salary is more important.
That is understandable, but it sounds too abrupt. Starting with no immediately creates opposition, and salary is more important gives your opinion without connecting it to what the other person has just said.
What about, sorry, I disagree, salary is more important?
Better, but still quite direct. Remember, you don't always need to announce disagreement. Often you can enter the discussion more smoothly by acknowledging the other person first.
So I should show that I was listening before I interrupt?
Exactly. That's the key upgrade. A strong interruption usually has 3 parts: a polite entry, a connection to the previous point, and your contribution.
Can you give me an example?
Certainly. Here's the weaker version again. No, but salary is more important. Now compare it with this. Can I just add something there? I agree that training could help, but I think salary may have a more immediate impact on staff retention.
That sounds much more professional.
And it also demonstrates interaction. You haven't simply waited to deliver a prepared sentence. You've connected your answer directly to your partner's idea.
Does that mean I should interrupt quite often to show interaction?
No, that would create the opposite problem. You don't get extra credit for constantly stopping your partner. Think of interruption as a tool, not a target. Use it when you need to enter the discussion, clarify something, prevent the conversation from becoming one-sided, or move the task towards a decision.
What if my partner talks for a very long time and I can't get a chance?
Then polite interruption becomes particularly useful. You shouldn't remain silent for most of the discussion simply because your partner is dominating it. You need to demonstrate your own speaking ability.
Okay, what language can I actually use?
Let's build a practical phrase bank. I'll give you 6 expressions. The first is, can I just add something there?
Can I just add something there?
Use that when your partner has made a relevant point and you want to contribute another idea. It's polite, flexible, and very natural. The second phrase is, if I could come in for a moment.
If I could come in for a moment.
This is slightly more formal. It works well when your partner has been speaking for some time and you need to take the floor. The third phrase is, just to pick up on that point.
Just to pick up on that point.
This one is excellent because it proves you were listening. You're not changing the subject. You're developing something your partner already mentioned. The fourth is, I see what you mean, but I'd also consider.
I see what you mean, but I'd also consider.
Very useful when you want to introduce a different view without sounding confrontational. The fifth phrase is, before we move on, could we look at...
Before we move on, could we look at...
Use this when an important point is being skipped or the discussion is moving too quickly to another topic. And the sixth is, could I quickly clarify one thing?
Could I quickly clarify one thing?
That's useful if your partner has said something unclear or if you want to check what they mean before continuing.
I notice most of these phrases are quite short.
They should be. The interruption phrase is only the doorway. Your business point is what matters most. Candidates sometimes memorize a very elaborate expression, such as, if you would permit me to interject at this particular stage. That sounds unnatural and wastes time.
So simpler is actually better.
Usually, yes. Professional does not mean complicated.
Can we practice?
Absolutely. Here is your mini task. Imagine you and a colleague are discussing how to reduce costs in a growing company. The options are reducing office space, cutting the marketing budget, and renegotiating supplier contracts. I'll start. I think reducing office space would probably be the best option because more employees are working remotely now. We could move to a smaller office and reduce rent, electricity costs, maintenance expenses, and possibly even...
Sorry, but suppliers are better.
Good. You successfully entered the conversation, but suppliers are better is too sudden and too vague. Better in what way? Lower risk, faster savings, less impact on employees. Give me a stronger interruption.
Can I just add something there? I agree that reducing office space could save money, but renegotiating supplier contracts might be less disruptive for employees.
Much stronger. You acknowledged my point, entered naturally, and then gave a business reason.
Should I continue after that?
Yes. Once you have the floor, develop the idea briefly. For example, explain the benefit or compare it with another option.
Let me try the whole answer again. Can I just add something there? I agree that reducing office space could save money, but renegotiating supplier contracts might be less disruptive for employees. If we can negotiate better prices or payment terms, the company could reduce costs without changing the working environment. I'd probably explore that option before making major changes to the office.
Very good. That sounds like a genuine business discussion rather than two separate prepared speeches.
What happens if I interrupt and then realize I don't actually have enough to say?
That's another common danger. Do not fight for the floor unless you have a point ready. Before entering, know the next sentence you want to say. Your interruption should lead somewhere.
And what if I interrupt at exactly the same time as my partner?
That happens naturally. Don't panic. One of you can simply say, go ahead, and let the other continue. The important thing is not to turn it into a battle.
Could we practice disagreement too?
Certainly. I'll say, I think cutting the marketing budget is clearly the safest solution because marketing is not essential in the short term.
I see what you mean, but I'd also consider the possible effect on sales. If we cut marketing too aggressively, we might save money now, but lose potential customers later.
Excellent. Notice that Emma didn't say, you're wrong. She used I see what you mean to acknowledge the argument and then introduced a business consequence.
It also gives me more time to organize my thought.
Exactly. Good interaction phrases can help with fluency as well as politeness.
Can you give us a final checklist?
Of course. Remember 5 things. First, interrupt only when you have a useful point to make. Second, enter with a short professional phrase. Third, connect your comment to what your partner has just said. Fourth, give a clear reason, consequence, or comparison after taking the floor. And fifth, keep the discussion cooperative. Your goal is not to defeat your partner. Your goal is to solve the business task together.
So the main lesson for me is that a good interruption should feel connected, not competitive. I need to show that I've listened, enter politely, and then make a useful business point.
Exactly. For your practice today, choose a simple business topic and speak with a partner for 2 minutes. Challenge yourself to use one polite interruption, one response to your partner's idea, and one phrase for professional disagreement.
Let's review a couple of the best phrases from today.
Sure. First, can I just add something there? It's a polite way to enter the discussion when your partner has made a point and you want to contribute. For example, can I just add something there? I think we should also consider supplier costs. Repeat, can I just add something there?
The second one is, I see what you mean, but I'd also consider this is ideal for polite disagreement. For example, I see what you mean, but I'd also consider the long-term impact on staff morale. Repeat, I see what you mean, but I'd also consider...
To wrap up, here are 3 key takeaways. First, a professional interruption should always connect to your partner's idea. Second, simple entry phrases work best. Third, your real goal is cooperative problem solving, not just getting your point across.
For your next step, practice one of today's phrases with a partner until it feels natural. Don't wait for the exam to test these skills.
Thanks for listening to BEC Exam Skills Clinic. Keep practicing, keep interacting, and remember, in BEC Speaking, knowing when and how to take the floor can be just as important as knowing what you want to say.